Hello, everybody. Welcome back to a direct recap show here on the Boss Rush Network. I am your host, Corey Dirrig, and alongside me for this Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase recap is the Mad Pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
Me?
You.
Yes.
Yeah, you.
Cheers. I'm here to discuss this, I think, lovely but brief partner showcase. It might not have been the big whammy that everyone's looking for, but it's coming. I'm thinking September. So
yeah,
but this
yeah,
is still nice.
Yeah, I think this was actually a pretty good partner direct. There were two obvious omissions from this partner direct.
Yes.
That being Final Fantasy VII and Elden Ring, both promised for this year. But other than that, there's a lot coming. You know, I mean, Kiwami 1 and 2 from Yakuza.
Spoilers.
Monster Hunter.
We're gonna talk about it.
I know. We're gonna just. Yeah. So overall, like, our group chat was kind of excited about it. So I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel without any internet influence?
Sure. So this was the Nintendo Direct Partner Showcase, because I don't know when this is going to go up, but it's July 31st. It was about 25 minutes long. I was not able to watch it live. Like usually I can sneak in a do not disturb in my work, but I watched it probably 2 hours later. I avoided all internet spoilers. Overall, I think it was a nice bite-sized appetizer for what's to come. I think it's promising third-party support. Promising, not perfect, but promising. And it had a little bit of something for everyone. It had the silly throwaway ones. Your favorite game, the Dance 26 whatever thing. But this also is just, man, this is year of the RPG and year of the remakes. Like, there's a lot of themes that are continuing.
Yeah, I kind of.
How about you?
I kind of figured that was going to continue with Switch 2 a little bit, at least at the beginning, like remasters and remakes, and because apparently third-party developers are still getting dev kits. Like, some of them still don't have them. Like the studio that develops Warframe still doesn't have a Switch 2 dev kit, and they want to put the game on Switch 2.
That's crazy.
There's somebody else pretty big that doesn't have it yet either. And so, like, yeah, I think it makes sense for some of these games to be ported over so these studios can get used to the hardware, right? I mean, that's always a big thing when you transition to a new piece of hardware, is getting used to the tech in it and how things run, especially on Switch 2, because, it's not built on the same architecture, same base architecture as the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox, right? It's built on mobile tech and a new, AI chip from NVIDIA. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's going to be harder to develop for anyway. So it does make sense for some games to be ports or whatever you want, 4Kified versions of Switch 1 games.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm a bit surprised by now that there are still some large developers that don't have a dev kit. I mean, knowing Nintendo, the fact that they were very tight-fisted with it before they released it, fine, whatever. But now it's out, it's released into the wild. I would think that they would be like, okay, third party, have at it. It's just a little surprising to me at this point.
Yeah. It's it would surprise me, but it's Nintendo, and they've always been like this. Even with Switch 1, they were like this. I remember they didn't even give third parties dev kits until I think like 6 months before the unit even shipped.
Oh.
And that's why we only had things like Bomberman from third parties and Street Fighter at launch, and not something bigger. But it's okay. I think there's a lot of good new stuff here too, though. A lot of interesting new stuff.
Yeah, that's why like I didn't
And
want to make it a downer. It's just like hearing, like you said, like the makers of Warframe still don't have a dev kit. I'm like that, a
mhm,
little surprising. I
yeah.
didn't mean to cut you off. I do have like another kind of overall question on what you think. Two things. How did you like the structure of like Nintendo identifying the games that are for just Switch, Switch 2, or both? And my second question is your thoughts on the whole pretty much everything for the most part will be probably, if not confirmed, to be game key cards, third party.
Yeah. So to answer the first part of your question, I think it's good for them to address like, hey, we're still making games for Switch One, so we still have to tell you which ones are not playable on Switch One. Uh, so I think that was a good move. It was a very Nintendo introduction of this is this, and if it's launching on Nintendo Switch, you'll see the Nintendo Switch logo. It's like it was like a very Nintendo
Yeah.
introduction. I was like, oh, okay, I get what you're doing, but the people you're doing this for are not watching this.
Yeah, it was
um,
more than clear, but.
yeah, uh, but I think it does make sense that they have to do that though because the logos, aside from the giant two, are essentially the same, right?
What? The two
Uh,
isn't big enough? Make it bigger.
I mean, I think the two definitely indicates it's coming to Switch 2, but sometimes like you just see the red square in the Joy
Yeah.
Cons and you're like, okay, maybe. I don't know. So, uh, but to the key card thing, it's it's becoming a really difficult pill to swallow for physical collectors.
Hmm.
Um, and I do think Nintendo has to address that sooner or later. Um, although it's Nintendo and they probably won't, and people are just going to have to deal with it, I guess. But it is disappointing that a lot of these third party games are just going to be key cards. And I mean, I've heard several Nintendo podcasts that, well, not several, I don't listen to several, but the few Nintendo podcasts I do listen to are getting the Switch 1 versions of the game so they can have the physical game on the cart and then doing the upgrade path on Switch 2 just so they can have the game on the cart.
You
Um,
know, it is something I've been considering because I have a couple of games that we'll talk about that I already want to pre-order. And one of them, I had both Switch 1 and Switch 2 versions in my cart. I'm like, Switch 2 makes more sense because it's the later console version, but the actual Switch 1 is the real physical copy.
mhm.
Oh
Yeah, and
no.
that's what physical collectors are going to have to figure out if they want to do that. Obviously, there are games that aren't coming to Switch 1 that you can't do that for, but you know, I think Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remasters is going to be a key card, right? But the Switch 1 version is going to be on the cart. So how different are, I mean, honestly, how different can those be, right? I mean, they're pixel 1632-bit RPGs. They're not
Yeah.
going to be like system crushing. Uh, but it
Okay.
it it's hard. It's hard. Like Final Fantasy Tactics is a good example, right? Like that game's coming to both. Uh, it has that like that weird updated mode. I don't want to call it a remastered mode, but that different graphical mode, and the people are going to want that on the cart. They're not gonna, they're not gonna pay for the Switch 2 version. That game is important to a lot of people.
It really is.
Um,
And I bring this up because I was texting with Pat, and he's a lot more eloquent with stuff like this. So I'm just going to read it. So I was asking, "Oh, are you getting physical or
mhm,
digital?" And he said, digital if it's a key game key card. It says if Nintendo doesn't fix this soon, I fear third-party support is going to drop really fast for the platform. This console should have been an easy winner for people, but that decision will keep them from being a force against the other competition. Third party will always go the cheaper route with the key card. That part I understand. Or they just won't develop for Switch 2 because they get sales from the other guys. I would love to hear Eddie's opinion though, which unfortunately Eddie's not here tonight, but I wasn't sure if your thoughts were kind of in line with kind of what Pat was thinking, or do you think we'll still get the third party support?
so I think I think we'll still get third party support. I wonder at some point if third party even bothers even putting out a key card. If they just go all digital,
Which is a, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's where I would lean, right? Because like I know I hear what Pat's saying, and that was a very big thing with the N64 and the PlayStation, right?
Mm,
Discs were infinitely cheaper than the buying the cartridges from
yes.
Nintendo. Um, Plus you could fit more and have CD quality sound and all these cool cutscenes, right? I mean, that's why Final Fantasy VII was such a big deal because they showed it for
Yeah.
Nintendo 64. They showed it for Nintendo 64, and then they turned around and developed it for
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation. Uh, so it's. I understand what Pat's saying. I don't think we're going to lose third party support, but the being
They
able to
might
go
just
into a
go digital.
store, and,
Yeah.
yeah, and but that also, if you can't have a box in the store, right? That's I mean that's free advertising. If somebody just walks down the aisles of a Walmart or a Target or whatever, and they're just kind of like looking at the games, I think people still do that. I don't know.
I would think so too, because I mean, what's the percentage of gamers actually subscribe to Wario 64 and gets all the latest and greatest immediately? I think we're more the minority because we're like in the industry, quote unquote. But
hmm
what do
Yeah,
I know? I know nothing.
yeah. So I think I mean it also all it feels like Nintendo's really pushing the digital stuff too anyway too
Yeah.
now with obviously the eShop, and uh they are just really trying to incentivize people to go through the eShop and pre-order digitally. And I just kind of made the decision of like I'm gonna go I'm just gonna go all digital, and then the games that I really enjoy I will find a physical copy.
Yeah.
I mean that's what I've been doing for Xbox and PlayStation for a while now. Like I'm all digital unless I absolutely love a game, then I will buy it physically, which has been few and far between recently on those platforms. But
Well, there's one game that it has me change completely what console I'll be purchasing it for. So I'm looking forward to talking about it. So are we ready to
all
talk
right,
about
well
games or?
yeah, let's talk about these games. So what we're gonna do, there's a recap of the direct on bossrush.net. Eddie V wrote it up. He wrote it in the order of release date. So that's kind of how we're going to go over these. Stephanie also has the write ups of each game up in front of her, um,
Yep.
because we have the trailers here, but uh, obviously that doesn't help us on the show since it's kind of an audio thing. So let's talk about this first game that is available today. Um, the Nintendo Direct voice available today. Chillin' by the Fire. So this game just kind of seems like one of those cozy, can't basically just build a campfire game.
It is, yes. It's literally described as a campfire simulation game. Reminded me a lot actually because we talked about this. I just had a spotlight, and a big part of the game is you're with a campfire. But anyway, in this case, you don't just build a fire, like you have to like structure the wood a certain way and make sure the right conditions. So in a sense, it's truly simulatory. And there's different environments. There's you chilling on the beach, forests, even snowy mountaintops, so that part's cool. I think this game leverages what the Switch 2 has to offer. I don't know why I put that in air quotes. Sorry, Switch 2 has to offer. I think that's what they offer. Basically, it's game share where you can in the trailer, in the presents, it shows like the people's faces.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if like I don't know. If that's kind of what I want to do. It just looked kind of silly, but I get it. Like that's not me being critical. I kind of laughed and chuckled a bit when
you
I
don't want
saw
to
it.
feel cozy with your friends online, chilling by a
Our own virtual fires and a big blow up version of just our face.
yeah,
So yeah, that's kind of pretty much it. But it is cool. Like a lot of people love their cozy games, sim games, and this is kind of that for people.
yeah.
Are you going to be making
Um,
virtual campfires, Corey?
I'm gonna level with you. Probably not.
Yes.
My honestly, this looks like something my daughter would kind of be into, though. To be honest, so better not let her
Maybe.
watch it. We
We'll
did watch
just
it.
wait till it goes on sale. I don't
Yeah,
know.
we did watch a couple things though,
Okay.
because she like hmm, she wants to be into this stuff, but she gets frustrated because she doesn't know how, and
Yep.
she's too impatient to sit and learn.
Hmm.
So, but my son, right? I showed you that picture of him playing Donkey Kong. He got it like right away. Like
I love that. I absolutely love
it,
that.
so natural to him. He's like, "Look at me, I'm digging a hole." Like, yeah,
See,
Donkey Kong's funny.
that mechanism of Donkey Kong Bonanza, I think it just reaches into the most like caveman basic instincts. Dig, destroy, punch. Wah!
Mhm.
Shiny. I love it.
Yeah,
But yeah, different atmosphere with this campfire game. So I feel like it's gonna be fine. But it's gonna be for a specific like group of players. So
yeah. Also available today is the Romancing Saga 2 Revenge of the Seven Switch 2 edition. Now, this game has been out for a while for Switch 1, but the upgrade pack for Switch 2 is out. If you own the Switch 1 version, you can buy the upgrade pack in the eShop, and you can play the Switch 2 version with your Switch 1 cartridge. Um, similar to what Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom do currently. Uh, cool. I wanted to get this game at some point. I just didn't. Now I have too much to play, and I might get it someday. But I mean, I don't know if you were interested in getting this, or if you did get it and just kind of, you know, do what I do is collect and not play.
ding ding ding. Because this threw me off at first. I was like, wait a minute, I already have this game. And that's where the Switch 2 edition thing, right? So I got the
Mhm.
physical Switch game. So I think I'll just keep that. And then when I eventually get around to playing it, maybe a year from now, I'll just get the Switch 2 upgrade. I didn't do I didn't do in-depth research on what the difference is with the upgrade for a game like that. Like I don't know, like will it really
It's
bring
getting
that much?
some graphical upgrades. It's getting a 60 frames a second mode, better
Hot dog.
lighting,
Okay.
better lighting, and it's basically the PlayStation version for Switch,
Okay.
essentially. So if you
Yeah.
if anybody out there is not uh a graphics whore or like a frame rate person, like, this is may not matter to you, but it does look better, it does
Okay.
run better. So
Well, this is the first of many RPGs in
that
this
that
recap.
is true. There are a lot of RPGs. Yeah, there are a lot of RPGs. By the way, have you played this is a side tangent. Have you played Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild yet on Switch 2?
Haven't, no.
Oh my gosh, it's like a brand new game. The way it looks
Yes.
and the way it runs blew my mind.
I have every intention of playing Breath of the Wild again. Maybe Tears, they're both a lot, but I just want to set a whole field of grass on fire and then see what happens.
Hmm. Yeah. All right, August 5th, Apex
Not an
Legends.
RPG. Sorry,
Definitely not an
not an
RPG.
RPG.
Definitely not. Apex Legends is coming to Switch 2. It's been out on Switch 1 for a while, but now you can download the Switch 2 version. Your progress carries over because the game is cross-play and cross-save, cross-progression, so you will not lose progress. I wonder if the client on the Switch 2 will just update to the Switch 2 version if you have it
Mm,
downloaded on your Switch 1. Um,
That's a good
so,
question. I do know,
yeah.
and I don't play Apex Legends, but it does say that this Switch 2 version will include the latest season, which is called Showdown.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
you can grab an exclusive legendary Pathfinder skin until September 16th.
Yeah. So the way Apex Legends works is all the seasons are free. You buy the characters, and then you buy the skins for the characters. So At least that's how it was working when I was still playing it, and that was a couple years ago. I can't
Oh, okay.
imagine it's changed all that much.
Okay.
But
There you go.
yeah, it has a cool like Overwatch meets Call of Duty meets Fortnite feeling to it, but it's for those who don't know, Apex Legends is a spinoff of Titanfall, the Titanfall series. So it feels like Titanfall when you shoot the guns and stuff. Anyways, enough about that. That was more Apex Legends than I thought
Was
or
yeah.
cared to talk about. On August 14th, Madden NFL 26. This is the first edition of Madden for a Nintendo console since Madden NFL 13 on the Wii U with Calvin Johnson on the cover.
Wow, it's
So
been a while.
it's been a long time. I always said I would maybe get back in the Madden if I could play it in handheld mode, and here we are.
Yeah,
Here
I
it
mean,
is.
I'll be honest with you, I've never played a Madden game. I just know that it's been a very long time since it's been on a Nintendo console. Looks great.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't see why not. People wouldn't be flocking to this. So
Yeah, I'm interested to see if Madden has improved since the last time I played it. If you're a Game Pass Ultimate member on Xbox, you get a 10-hour free trial of the newest Madden when it comes out. Um,
Mhm.
my recommendation is if you are able to do that, maybe try it before you buy it. I have been of the mind that Madden has kind of been on the downswing for quite a while now. Just, I don't know. There's something weird about it every year, something weird, but maybe I'm just getting old and I miss PS2. So that's all.
Hey, fair
Minna's in the,
enough.
Minna's in the
But
camera.
yeah, that's Minna. She's just loving the attention. I can't stop looking at her stumpy tail though. So cute. Um,
All right. So now that we've talked enough about games nobody really cares about on this podcast, I mean, I care about Madden. I will probably try Madden because I'm
right. But I just feel
glutton
like
for
there's
punishment. But
not much to say unless you really want to get into the
no,
nitty-gritty of like the gameplay, which I can't help you with
yeah,
that. Sorry.
yeah. I mean, there's this audience is not the Madden audience.
hmm
The podcast, right? I mean, anyways, Shinobi Art of Vengeance. That is a game people are looking forward to. It's the year
Yep,
of the ninja. It continues.
it has been, and
Looks
you know we
cool.
have seen this game in various showcases and whatever, so I don't think this is necessarily new, but it's coming. Um, I love
It
the
looks
art
good.
style. It looks good. I think this is one that I did order from limited run, so I probably won't play it for a year, but I'll play it eventually.
Um, yeah, this looks really cool. I like the art direction. I
Mhm.
it definitely is hitting all the notes of the Sega era.
Yes.
Definitely looks cool. This is coming out on August 29th. There's a demo out today, so you
hmm
can play the demo now. And interesting that they drop a demo the day before Ninja Gaiden Ragebound comes out.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, that's a smart move. You know, people are looking for these ninja games. This is you want to get your name out there. So this will probably benefit both games, honestly. We got a reconfirmation on September 4th that Star Wars Outlaws is coming to Nintendo Switch 2. I'm excited for this game. I was gonna buy it, wait for it on Xbox to go on sale, and then they announced it for Switch 2.
hmm
So I'm gonna play it on Switch 2. Um just to see how it runs and looks and whatever. This will be I don't want to say it's the best version to play, but all the updates will be included already. So everything that all the problems at launch for the game when it came to the other consoles have been patched and fixed, and um, so all that weird stealth stuff has been patched out. I don't know. I've heard that this is one awesome video game, and that it just didn't sell well because Star Wars, for some reason,
Yeah.
and Ubisoft. I think it was a victim of the, oh, this will go on sale in 3 weeks
Yeah.
syndrome.
But I'm glad it's coming to Switch.
Hmm.
I'm hoping it'll breathe some new life into the sales for that game. I probably won't buy it just because my list of playing long action games is getting a little too long. But it's not for the dislike of the game or the franchise. But I do think it's a good move that it's gone to the Nintendo platform.
Yeah, and I like that Ubisoft keeps supporting Nintendo, and they've
Yes.
always been there within the launch window with a game of some sort. Um, Whether you like that game or not, at least
Hmm.
they're trying, right? I mean, Zombie U on the Wii U was there, Rayman Legends, and there's something else that launched from them. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yeah.
Jeez. Uh, and this game, I'm the reason why I'm excited for this game is because it is made by the team that made the Division, and I really like how the Division plays in terms of a third person shooter style game. Um, so
Mhm.
uh, that'll be out September 4th. The next day, September 5th, Chronos: The New Dawn, which is Bloober Team's new
Yes.
Dead Space esque looking game.
Yes, this is the one I kind of want to spend just a tiny bit to talk about
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because I was kind of surprised that it's going to Switch. And hear me out. I know there's like 1,000 hentai-like games in the eShop, but for the most part, Nintendo has always been kind of leaning away from quote unquote mature games, meaning like ultra violent or super scary. For the most part, would you say that's generally have been correct historically? Again, hentai eShop games aside.
I mean, I don't know. I think they definitely want to keep that kid friendly family persona alive and front and center. But then you look at games like, I mean, again, this is over the past like 25 years, but like, Eternal Darkness was really scary. Bayonetta is, that's
Mm,
uh what do the kids call it? A gooner game. Well,
oh my gosh. All right, but kind of what
you
you
know,
just said, right? It's over a span of how many years, and we only see a couple of on the
mhm,
mature side titles. So I especially upon launch, because we'll see games that come out on Xbox and PlayStation, and then they eventually make their way to a Nintendo platform.
mhm,
Bloober Team's releasing this game at with Switch 2 at the same time. That just caught me off guard, like in a good
mhm.
way. And that's when I'm like, okay, I was gonna buy Chronos on PS5. I'm not gonna buy it on there. I'm gonna buy it for my Switch too. And I think that's great.
Yeah, I
And
think it's
we
good. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut
no
you off.
finish, yeah.
I was just gonna say, I think it's good to see the developers releasing games day and date on the Switch too, because it just shows that the Switch is a powerful name and people will buy it because it's on Switch, and the fact that it's power comparable to the other consoles now, and they can kind of, okay, maybe it runs at 30 frames a second instead of 60, maybe it runs at 1080p instead of 1440p or whatever, but like the the way games scale now and the way that they're able to kind of scale the game down to the Switch 2 and still make it a playable, functioning version of the game without really hampering it at all. That's a good sign to me. In a game like this, right? Um, Definitely with obviously the atmospheric tone and the sounds and the lighting and stuff, especially like that kind of stuff under the hood for Switch wouldn't have been possible on Switch 1, and like with Switch 2 now that you can do all that, it's yeah, this is a good one.
Just to kind of wrap up, oh, Midna, I'm just a fan of the Bluebird team in general, even though I'm a chicken and don't do well with horror games. But I was impressed with their game, The Medium. I was very impressed with what they've done with remaking Konami's Silent Hill 2. They're working on remaking the original Silent Hill. And what we saw in the trailer, like the voiceover during the trailer, which by the way, I love how like in Nintendo's trailer of Chronos, they like don't show the violent thing actually happening. So
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, you are in the future, but you can travel through rifts into the past, and you can in almost like and I keep forgetting this darn game's name, where you may sacrifice people to gain power, but at a cost. What is it? What's the game?
BioShock.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of a BioShock theme to it, in that sense. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to it, and I'm probably gonna pee my pants being scared. But I'm just glad that a game like this is being released across all platforms on day one, and I don't know, have like I said, a quote unquote mature game. Uh, I looked into whether or not there are physicals. To my knowledge, Bloober Team is partnering with a company to release a physical for PS5, but no physical at this time for Switch.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll come later, or maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they just thought the price of the cartridges versus how many they would sell wasn't worth it. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
that's something these companies have to consider now. So,
exactly. All right, that's me
um,
gushing about Chrono, so
no, I think it looks cool. I think Laurent will actually like this game too. It has
mhm.
honestly, it has a lot of Dead Space vibes,
Yes.
and it kind of looks like what I think people wanted Callisto Protocol to feel like,
Mhm. Yeah.
and it wasn't quite there. Um,
Mhm. I agree.
so, anything else to say on that before we move on?
No, just excited for it. I think that was a good showing, a good trailer.
Yeah. We have a pair of sports games on the 26th. We're getting FC 26, EA Football Club 26. So hopefully it's not them legacy editions that they keep putting on Switch One. Um,
Mhm.
those $50 title updates that you're getting. I don't really have anything else to say about this. I like playing these games, not enough to buy them, honestly. Um,
Mhm.
and then there's a game called NBA Bounce. Kind of has a backyard basketball meets NBA Jam style feel to it, um, where you can play as some mascots and kids. And I don't know
Yeah.
if there's NBA players in this or not, but it looks cute.
Yeah. Not for me, but hey, I'm sure it's fun for someone.
Yeah, it looks like NBA Jam for kids is what it looks like. So,
All right.
and that's coming on September 26th. Also on the 26th is Pac-Man World 2 Repack. Um, this is a remaster of the GameCube game, um, which the first one came to Switch One.
Mhm.
I think it's a weird adventure platformer game. Um,
Yeah, have you
I don't know.
played Pac-Man World, either one?
I played the first one a long time ago. I don't remember anything about it really. I just remember it feeling kind of okay, but also at that time we had like the games it was trying to mimic. We already had like we had Wind Waker, we had Mario Sunshine. We had those games, and
Mhm.
if unless you're like a huge Pac-Man fan, like I don't know. I think these remasters definitely do look much better than they look like they run and look like they control much better than the originals, but
Mhm.
um, I don't know. It's
Well, that's
it's
the
a
thing,
maybe.
right? I
Yeah.
I like the idea and concept of the classic Pac-Man and bring it to a 3D world. I've never
Mhm.
played these games, so I am still on the fence though as whether or not to add it to my experience the game for the first time. Because thank goodness for remakes, because somehow I missed it in the past. But I also just can't tell if it's worth it. I
Yeah.
don't know.
I don't know. I mean, they are really trying to. It feels like Bandai Namco is really trying to bring Pac-Man back because they just did Shadow Labyrinth, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, which is that weird Metroidvania Pac-Man game, which Ed is playing. He says it's weird, but he likes it. So,
Yeah, and
and Pat
Pat's
likes it
playing it
too.
too, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But what did he
Yeah.
say? He said he liked it, but there wasn't like a lot of guidance on where to go. Like it seemed like it was okay, but like not
Hmm.
enough to maybe revive the franchise, so to speak, and maybe the way that they wanted it to.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
which is a bummer. I mean, I respect Pac-Man. I don't know. Maybe I'll eventually get this. This might be my don't get it day one, but hey, when it's on sale, I'll go get it. Maybe.
Hmm. Yeah. I will. I mean, this definitely feels like one of those games that's going to be on sale at some point in the, probably in the next year. I would imagine like 29.99, 19.99, one of those. Um, I also can't imagine that Bandai Namco's getting, is expecting a lot out of this title either, in terms of
Hmm.
sales. But I don't know. I like that they keep bringing Pac-Man back, um,
Hmm.
even if it's in a weird way. The games I wish they would bring back, and I actually think one of them is on Switch One. I think it's the second one, but Pac-Man Championship Edition. I don't know
Um,
if you've ever played that or not. The
I
first
haven't.
one,
I know about it.
the first one is an incredible Pac-Man game. Like it starts out like regular Pac-Man, and then it gets like really crazy.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
mazes are shooting like neon lights and like all these kind of obstacles fly around, and it's crazy. It's awesome. I played it. It came out at the tail end of the 360 PS3
Mhm,
cycle. Um, that first one is awesome. The second one, I think people didn't care as much about, but
mhm.
I think it's on Switch One. Um,
Nice. Well, I will say this, that's another trend. We have a lot of representation from Square and Bandai in this direct.
mhm.
As we get into
Yeah,
it more, you'll see.
that yeah, it definitely feels like Nintendo is still trying to make amends for from the 90s for these companies.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Feels like that.
Yeah. So speaking of
Gosh.
Square, September 30th is Final Fantasy Tactics: The Evil East
Hmm.
Chronicles.
Yep.
I can't. I mean, I know Laron is really excited for this game, and to be honest, he's probably way more excited than I am. But I'm really excited for this game. This was the first Tactics game I ever played. Um,
Really? All right.
mhm,
I don't, I'm ashamed. This is again where I start feeling like an imposter syndrome. Like I haven't played this game ever, but this is also
mhm,
why I am grateful for all the remakes and remasters because then it gives me an opportunity to revisit classics so I don't have to go and like find an old system and find the old game. I
mhm.
actually have been on the fence before it got announced of going to the retro store in my area to go check to see if they have a Final Fantasy Tactics cartridge, and now I don't have to. So,
Um, at this point, like, yes, the remaster's coming. I still think the best one is the PSP version, which is War of the Lions,
uh-huh.
and it's also available on like iPad and stuff, which actually is a really good version of it. I played it on iPad. Um,
Mhm.
uh, this has not come with any of the War of the Lions content, unfortunately. So, were you? Did we talk about this on the Boss Rush podcast where they literally had to remake the entire game before they made this because they lost the source code?
Yes, that's insane. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and so well, after we talked about that, I was like, I feel like I've heard that story before about something else. There's like a ton of Square games that they don't have the source code for. Like Final Fantasy VIII, when they built that remaster, they ripped the assets out of a retail disc um, of the original game. And Kingdom
Interesting.
Hearts, when they did the Kingdom Hearts remasters, 1.5 and 2.5 on PS3,
Hmm.
they ripped the assets out of a retail disc there and reverse engineered it to run on to run on PlayStation 3 because they
Wow.
didn't have the
So
source code.
wow. Okay. I wonder how, I mean, again, I talk about it like I know what I'm doing and I'm in the business, but like I wonder how does one just lose their own source code? But
I know.
maybe it's just because it's been that long. Like I don't know. I can't even
Yeah,
find
I
my
mean,
car keys every day. So again, I'm not really
Yeah, but this is like a company with that should probably have some sort of archival process.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited for this. I'm excited to see how faithful they were
Hmm.
with this remaster.
Yes. Do you think when you play it, you're going to, use the version that has the voice dialogue and all that
Mhm.
stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm uh I'm one of those people who likes the remasters because they're remasters, right?
Hmm.
Not, I'm not a purist of like, I gotta play it on the cartridge with the controller. Like I I wish every game would get remastered for the modern generation. I'm
Hmm.
one of those people. People complain about remasters. I'm the person that keeps buying them, so you can yell at me. Um, that's. I mean, I will like the reason why my Wii U is still plugged in is so I never have to go back and play the GameCube versions of Wind Waker and Twilight Princess ever again. They are in nice protective cases. They are on my shelf. They are now for display only. Um, so can't wait to get those on Switch 2 soon, maybe.
Hmm.
Nintendo.
Yeah. Cough,
Uh,
cough.
I know. Although next year, next year is the 20th anniversary of Twilight Princess. Just throw that out there.
And isn't it also the 40th anniversary for the Legend of Zelda franchise?
Mm-hmm.
I swear to all things good and holy, Nintendo better flip and do something. I
They will.
don't
They'll
care
give
what.
they'll give Kirby 3 games next year.
Okay, I'm gonna take deep breaths and not get upset because the last time I jokingly crapped on Kirby on the internet, like there are some like hardcore Kirby fans. I'm like, whoops, didn't mean to awaken the wrath of the pink ball fan base, but I don't know.
I mean,
Like,
there's a
listen, I know I
yeah,
sound like an entitled fan, and I know Zelda is not as big as the Mario franchise, but I do think it's big enough that or heck, sorry, if I gotta keep this
that's
clean.
fine.
If it's gonna be 40 years Zelda and 20 years Twilight Princess, and we still haven't seen Twilight Princess come to the Switch family of systems, like, throw us that bone, please.
Yeah, it'll they'll make it right. The games I'm surprised aren't out actually are the Metroid games, but
Oh, right, to get ready for 4. Yeah.
yeah, my my inkling is the next Nintendo Direct, whether whether it's a Metroid specific Direct or a real Nintendo Direct, they will shadow drop 2 and
Shadow
3,
drop. Yeah.
or at least release 2 on the GameCube thing,
Hmm.
NSO. My
Yeah.
my thought is that they're just going to try to get $40 out of 2 and 3 each, and then package them together physically like they did with Pikmin 1 and 2.
Hmm.
Um, anyways, I theorized about that all night. Not here to talk about that.
Mm.
Uh, speaking of shooters, though, colorful shooters, Borderlands
Mm.
4
Yep.
coming out about 2 weeks after the other consoles. Uh, it looks good. It's running at 30 frames a second. So if you are one of those people that cares, just note that. I noticed it right away in this trailer. Um,
Hmm.
but it still looks really good. I think this looks like, I don't know. I think back to Borderlands 1 and 2, right? And the cell shaded and how good how interesting that looked. And then 3 was like this weird mixture of cell shading with like clay, essentially what it looked like. But this looks super colorful and fun.
Hmm.
This looks like more of an evolution of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands in terms of art
Yeah.
style. Uh, so I don't know how you feel about this. I'm not a big Borderlands person, but I do think this looks really. I think it looks good. Um,
Oh, absolutely, and I can agree with that. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, whatever. All video games aren't for everyone. I'm not a big Borderlands person. I tried Borderlands 2, like I borrowed it from a friend, and that was the game where I learned that I just don't care for looter shooters. And again, that's not saying that that's a bad game and whatever. It's just I am not entertained by looter shooters. So I'm excited that it's coming to Switch. from the trailer, I think it was in like the montage section. It looks, if you didn't show me, I wouldn't have thought it was like running on a Switch. Well, it's a Switch too, but I'm impressed, and it's just another platform for people to enjoy it. So for you Borderlands fans, you guys, I hope you guys eat well.
Yeah. Super cool. I'm glad that the other three game or the other I think four of them, if you include the pre-sequel, are on Switch One. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know how three runs, but I know one and two ran relatively well. But those are also Xbox 360, PS3 games, so they probably should run well at this point.
Yeah.
So you can now play the whole series on
Yeah.
Switch 2, except for Tiny Tina.
I'm wondering at some point, given now that there are so many Borderlands games, and at some point you think they'll probably put like I don't know, whatever kind of editions they would call it, where all the games are together to
They did.
celebrate.
They did. There's one. It's $99.99. You get 1, 2, 3 pre-sequel, Tales from the Borderlands, and New Tales from the Borderlands, and all the DLC for every game.
Okay, so we probably
And
won't
if
see one with four anytime soon.
and if you own any of the games at all, you
Uh-huh.
get a pretty hefty discount
Oh, well,
on that
hell.
collection.
Okay, well, there
So
you go. I learned
yeah,
something new today.
I remember I owned Borderlands the Handsome Collection on
Hmm.
Xbox, which is the pre-sequel in two, and that $100 $150 version I got for like $20 because I owned the other two games already. So that was really nice. I ended up getting it. I don't know if I'll ever play through all the Borderlands games, but I'm like,
Yeah,
at least I have them now, I guess.
yeah, for sure.
Uh this is a game people have been waiting for, I think, on Switch. Persona 3 Reload is coming October 3rd.
Yeah.
This seems like the place for me to play this game.
Yep, and that's me too, because I just never really had any interest when Persona 3 came to the other consoles, and then when I saw it, I'm like, you know what? I think this is the time. This is the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Yep. So I will be playing it here. I think it's a visually stunning game.
Hmm.
I would rather play RPGs on Switch
Yeah.
for the nature of handheld mode specifically. Uh, Also, this Persona games are pretty long, so that also helps there. But I don't know. I've been wanting to play this for a while. It was on Game Pass for a while, but I didn't want to start it there because, again, my game time is very limited on the TV at least, and you know, Personas are usually long games. So I'm excited for
Yeah.
it. I'll be getting it. Probably a key card, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Um, so, uh, any other thoughts on Persona 3, Steph?
Nope, just that I will be getting it. I have more thoughts on this next one, our favorite game, Just Dance 2026. Woo!
Yeah, what a trailer, huh?
Mm-hmm. Just
Costumes get weirder every year.
they do. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
I noticed that some of the songs aren't necessarily new songs. I mean, some maybe, but like Counting Stars by One Republic, I'm like, okay, that's a really random one to see on there. Um, Hung Up on Madonna, I guess it makes, I don't know, because it's poppy and whatever, but that's not new either. Um,
No.
so I don't know how they go about choosing the tracks, but yes, there's going to be 40 new tracks. Others is APT or apt, I don't know what these young kids call the title by Rose or and Bruno Mars. Houdini by Dua Lipa. This version also supports local dancing with up to 6 players. I say
So
Boss Rush
fun.
reunion, and we'll just all dance our little hearts away for Just Dance 2026.
All right. Can't wait. Sign me up.
Mhm.
Sign me up. Um, yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I don't really care about this. But
Oh,
my daughter saw this and thought it was cool. She's gonna be a Just Dancer, I think. So
yeah, well, that's kind of, I feel, more the target audience is the younger folk. that want to do the
Yeah.
cool TikToks and whatever.
Yeah, the
Sorry.
TikTokers.
The TikTok dancers, you know.
Oh no. Man. By the way, side tangent. There's this TikTok video going around the internet the other day of
Okay.
like bunnies jumping on trampolines. And it was super adorable. And we found out at work today that it was AI generated and it fooled all of us. I was very upset.
I would feel upset too. I'm like, that's a lie. My life is a lie now because AI is making stuff and tricking me.
You still need to look it up though. It was super adorable.
Oh, I
Uh,
guess.
Speaking of, honestly, I'm gonna low key the most exciting announcement for me today.
Really?
Plants vs Zombies
Okay.
replanted. Plants
Uh,
vs Zombies is one of my favorite video games of all time. It is just a simple tactics tower defense game.
mhm.
Uh, and I like 6 months ago I was talking to Ed, I was like, I really want Plants vs Zombies on the Switch because the phone version doesn't work anymore. The 360 version, it's fine, but I want to play it in handheld mode while I'm watching TV or something. And it's just this dumb little game, time wasting game. I'm so this is the game I'm most excited for from this entire thing, I think.
Right. Well, t tell me more. Like, is this something that came as a surprise to you, or you felt like this was going to come eventually? And
So there have been rumors that PopCap has they're the developers of the original Plants vs Zombies, and they did like those weird third person kid shooters.
Mhm.
They made, I think it was called like Garden Warfare, I think. Um, and they were trying to appeal to like the Splatoon crowd
Yeah.
with this cartoony style shooter. The first one did actually pretty good in terms of sales, and then they quickly followed up with a second one instead of supporting the first one, and the second one didn't
Mm.
sell well at all, to
Mm.
the point where like the first one was still outselling the second one when the second one came out. And then they tried to do the free to play thing for with the second one, and then they put out Plants vs Zombies 2, which was also a free to play game, where the first one was like, I think the first one was like $1.99 or $3 when it came out, and you just bought it and played it with no microtransactions or anything. Uh, and I know PopCap went through some changes, if not shut down, essentially.
Mm.
Uh, but the fact that this is coming back out is awesome. I can't believe EA is putting this out because they bought PopCap and they own this franchise now. Um, I can't believe they are putting this out. This does not seem like an EA move, but this is a Corey move, and I'm very excited for it.
Nice. Nice.
So, like when I saw this trailer, I like almost yelled out loud at work. I was
Aw.
like, I love Plants vs Zombies. It's so good.
Well, will you
Uh,
hate me if I said that I've technically never played it before? I know about it, but I haven't.
no, no, uh, it's really it's just like a grid based tower defense game, and it's really simple, but like you get really into it the further you get.
I'm wondering if I should get it for my son. I think he would like this a lot.
Yeah, it'll probably be somewhere in the $20 range, $30 range.
Mm.
Um, that would be my guess. The one on Xbox 360 is $14.99. I don't know if you can still buy it or not, but uh, yeah, it's one of my favorite games of all time. One of the quintessential mobile games, in my opinion. Up there with Angry Birds. Um, where's that collection at? I would take an Angry
Oh
Birds
yeah.
collection. I still have Angry Birds and Angry Birds Star Wars on the Wii U.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh, they ran like garbage, but they were fun. You know what else is fun? Rolling stuff up in a big ball with what is this? The first new Katamari game in
A very
14, 15 years?
yes. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised, especially since the creator of Katamari recently released a different game. I think it's called To a T or something. So this really just shocked me. So it's called Once Upon a Katamari. It is adorable. Premise is still the same. Very wacky. But it looks like you still, your job is still the same. You restore all the stars in the universe, but I love the different eras and parts of the world where the levels take place in. So I am psyched and I will be buying this. I was looking into a potential physical, like a Switch 1 physical. Um, so I'm very excited.
This feels like a limited run at some point.
Maybe.
Some collector's edition that comes with the guy that rolls the ball around.
Oh, I actually have a pin that has the little guy with the ball, and the ball you can like roll the ball around. It like
Mm-hmm.
moves around. It's so cute. Um, so if you get the game, like I'm on VGP, I've been buying a lot of my physicals from there. If you get their physical, there's a pre-order bonus, which I don't know, it's kind of what's worth a pre-order bonus for you. In this case, you get like face customization parts, so you can have different looking faces if you want. So yeah. Um,
Cool.
mhm. Were you ever in a Katamari at all?
I've never played a Katamari game.
Yeah.
So you can chalk that one up to something I've never played. I think the closest thing I played was like a demo, like one of those PS2 demos at like Walmart. Remember when they used to have little kiosks that you could play
Yeah,
games in those?
yeah.
Uh,
I
that was the closest I've ever gotten.
Which is great because like that's something that I can say that I've had experience with. I mean, I've Katamari re-roll for the Switch. I had an old friend of mine that got me into Katamari, and it just got me into a cool Zen flow state. And I think what kept me playing was A, the music, because it's like cool vibey music, but it's also so freaking weird. And I mean that in a complimentary way. Like the characters are bizarre,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like, whoa. So, I love the physics based mechanics. It's almost like Donut County, but instead of dropping things in a hole, you roll things up into
Yeah,
a ball. So I'm all for
yeah.
this.
That's the game I keep hearing thrown around. Is Donut County feel like has this type of vibe to it?
Yep. Hmm.
And I loved Donut County. The game is excellent.
Yeah.
Um,
But
so
I'm glad it's coming out. Like I don't think Katamari would be a franchise that would do well necessarily if one was released every year. But given that it's been a long time since a new game came out, I hope it does well. But I think
mhm.
it'll do well.
Yeah, I think it will too. I think there's enough of an audience there that it'll it'll
Yeah.
do what it needs to do. So
All right.
all right. So this next game, I don't know why I thought of you in this game. I saw this game, but it looks like like a weird, creepy indie game that you would you would
Are you
play.
talking about the game that releases sometime in November called Goodnight Universe?
Yeah.
So let me pull it up because it didn't interest me, but I don't know, the trailer, I don't know, it was still kind of vague in my opinion. Oh, it releases on my birthday. You play as Isaac, a 6-month-old baby developing mysterious psychic powers. What you want most is to be loved and accepted by your family. Oh my God, it made me cry. But
Me too.
a secret tech corporation wants you for their own. Oh. Sounds like the story of my life, except for the lack of psychic abilities. I'm always trying to get love from my. Be a psychic
Oh,
baby, use epic powers, and escape an evil tech company and mend a disconnected family. Actually, this does look pretty cool.
um,
Well, there you go. I don't know, like my list of games to buy is stacking up, so I'm not sure if I'll necessarily get this day one, but
I know
okay,
the the list
interesting.
is getting longer by the
Yeah, it's
day.
an interesting kind of a point and click story rich emotional adventure. So I guess that's for whomever likes those kind of games. So November 11th, Good Night Universe.
Yep. On November 13th, we're getting Yakuza Kiwami 1 and 2 on Switch 2. Uh, there will be an upgrade path if you own the Switch 1 version of Kiwami 1. Uh, cool. I mean, I think these games have found an audience. I my wonder is, have they oversaturated these first two games? Because I feel like they keep getting re-released and re-released and re-released, and like I heard Yakuza 0 didn't sell very well on the Switch 2. I don't know. I think so many people are into Ichiban now in the 7 and 8 that they kind of are over this past history, but I'm also of the mind that this is probably just free money for Sega at this point, of like,
Right,
hey,
yeah.
these games have sold so many copies, let's just spend the money
Throw it
and
in
port
there.
them. And yeah.
Yeah. No, that
um,
makes sense. This rang a bell. I'm like, wait a minute. Again, I feel like I have this, but I don't really have it. What it is I ordered from Limited Run, Yakuza Kiwami, the first game. So I'm wondering if Limited Run's going to work on this one as well, perhaps. But no, I agree with you with the saturation, which is like, I don't know, must come with the territory because there are a lot of Yakuza games and spin-offs,
mhm,
and now they're kind of erupting and overflowing with us for Switch, which like I'm glad we're getting more Yakuza games on Switch. Um, I've not played a Yakuza game. I did buy Yakuza 0, so I have it. Oddly enough, I bought the spin-off pirate game, which it's just because the pirates. So I know that I'll probably should get to know the characters in the franchise first before I go on a pirate adventure.
mhm.
But hey, sure, why not? And that
Yeah,
one's what,
why not?
November 13th?
November 13th, both of them. So that's cool. I was wondering when Zero came out if they were going to do some sort of one upgrade path.
Mhm.
And here we are.
Yeah.
Uh, Super. Nope, that's wrong. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is on November 14th, which is a Dragon Ball game that
Yeah.
I know nothing about.
Me neither. But I'm sure for Dragon Ball fans, this is going to be great because you can pick the characters you fight in the environment and I guess rewrite the canon or the history in your own cool way. So, hey, if you're a fan of Dragon Ball, then this game's for you. Maybe not for
Yeah,
me.
I feel like this is a game for Dragon Ball fans,
Yeah.
which you know clearly we're in the minority. It feels like because there's a ton of them. So the only Dragon Ball game I came close to buying was that fighting game that Arc System Works did 5 or 6 years ago at this point. But I was like, I don't know who any of these characters are, and I really don't like fighting games. I just think it looks cool. But uh, it does look cool. Octopath Traveler Zero. Uh, it's so funny. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, Ed and I were talking about, I wonder if they're going to bring an Octopath game to this system soon. And here we are, Zero, a prequel, they say.
Right.
Um,
This is one of the two last things. I'm sorry, I'm using air quotes a lot. I use a lot of air quotes. So the direct kicked off with a big game, which we'll cover soon, and then they ended with two kind of big-ish games, and this was one of them. A new HD 2D adventure coming in December. Um, I unfortunately don't know much about Octopath Traveler, but now that this prequel's coming, I'm like, all right, here's another franchise to just hop on the train with. So,
mhm. Yeah, I have a lot of attachment to that first one just because it came out the day my daughter was born,
oh,
and I made my parents go pick it up at GameStop
I
for
remember
me.
the story. Yeah.
Um, I don't think my wife was too happy with me for you know whatever. It's fine. Um, but yeah, I really liked the first one, except it when you do the same, like, it was really interesting and it was super cool retro RPG that, in my opinion, was too repetitive for how long it was. Um,
Mhm.
I hear the second one's story isn't as good, but the battle mechanics are much better. I haven't played the second one, uh, but I love that they keep pumping these games out, pumping them out. They've released 3 of them in 10 years, but it's cool. I really like the HD 2D thing that they keep doing. Um, I expect much more of these style of games in the future. So,
Yeah.
anything about Octopath from you?
No, it is going to be one that I also plan on pre-ordering. I think that's the one I mentioned at the top of the show where I actually have both Octopath Traveler Zero Switch 2 version and the original Switch version in my cart. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
well, um, Switch 2 is the more modern console, so I should get the more modern game, but I kind of want the full game in cartridge, so I don't know. I'm still sitting with it in my cart still.
Mm, yeah. Um, I would, if you are a physical collector, I would probably buy the Switch One version just to have it. I can't imagine the Switch Two version is going to look much different.
Right? Yeah.
I do know that there are some significant things in the of Octopath Traveler Two. The PS4 version looks, it has some more effects in it than the Switch One version.
Hmm.
But I wonder how many people, like just the average person, would even notice that. You know. Uh, Plus, I think they said there's an upgrade path anyway. So, um, yeah, that's my opinion. But I don't know. Do what you want. I don't care.
Hmm.
Uh, um, I mean, I do care. I just, you know, what I really don't care about is Hello Kitty Island Adventure, Wheat Flower Wonderland.
Yeah, sorry, I'm good. I mean, I'm sure there are some kids out there that might want to play it, but I unfortunately don't have much to comment on it.
Yeah, I don't either. My daughter is a SpongeBob person, not a Hello Kitty person. So, uh, you know what we care about though?
Mm.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment.
Oh,
Still
it's
winter.
still winter. Yeah, I was gonna say no date. And that was on my bingo card. I'm like, at least we're gonna get a date, right? No. I mean,
Oh,
we got a bit more in the trailer, like more content, but I'm like, how did you feel about it? Because I'll admit I'm a little let down. Like, all right, I've seen the trailer, I've seen a little bit more, but it's like I didn't need to see it unless you have a date for me. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, it just, we know what we're getting, right? I mean,
Yeah.
sure, the story will probably be there, but like, it's a Warriors game. We know what we're getting. We know what this art style is. Like, I thought they were going to give us a date. I thought that was the only reason why this was here, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, I wouldn't really call this a third party. I mean, I guess whatever. Nintendo's not developing it directly, but still. Uh, it was cool to see that it's there and it looks nice, and it's cool to see these characters again. But I'm shocked that this was here without a date.
Hmm. Yep. Um, Things I want to point out in the trailer, though, they're definitely going to explore more of the sages of way back when, which would be great because in Tears of the Kingdom, all we saw were their memories with the helmets, so I never got to see their face, and they kept reiterating the same freaking story in the memory. So I feel like they're kind of cardboard cutout level characters in Tears of the Kingdom. So I am looking forward to seeing them fleshed out because so
Mm-hmm.
they definitely show them. Also, at the end, there is this mysterious construct, so to speak, being put together. And I'm like trying to theorize what that could be. Could that have been like our version to experience Link, like in this world? Because in it's supposed to be canon, and it takes place before Tears, but during Tears, Zelda's back. So it's like I'm trying to like figure out what this thing is, and I don't know why my brain's trying to fit like this is a version of Link in there. I just need to let it go
Mm-hmm.
and say no, maybe it's just a construct. But if it's at the end, it has to be like a secret special character.
My Yeah, I wonder about that. I also wonder if it's like I don't know. I thought for a hot second it could be like a divine beast or something, like the first kind of like prototype of a divine beast of some sort.
Hmm. Okay.
Um, but also I'm always wrong. Maybe that's just what I wanted it to be, but yeah, I don't know. I don't. Man, it would be weird if it was Link because this is like,
Yeah, no, it's probably not, but you know how your brain tries to like
yeah, I
like
know
square peg
that.
into a round hole.
Hmm. Yes, I do that. I do that quite often. I don't know if you know this, but I like a little game called Destiny, and always trying to fit those. Uh, so all right, moving on. 2026,
Hmm.
it's here. A lot of good games coming in 2026. It seems, at least um, a few that are interesting. The big one, obviously, is Monster Hunter Stories 3: Twisted Reflection. I really love Monster Hunter Stories 2. What I played of it, I didn't finish it, but I really loved what I played of it. Um, I wish it would get a Switch 2 patch or something.
Yeah, maybe
But
it'll come at as this nears release date, right? So
yeah, I would
plenty of
assume
time.
so.
Yeah. I mean, come on, cha-ching. Would be make great if they all came in a pack or something too, but this is what they opened with. Capcom. I'm
Hmm.
like, yes. I was like, I knew like it was like there had to be something Capcom in there. A new stories surprised me, but I like it. I have not played the first two, but this trailer makes me want to go again. See, now I just got hook, line, and sinker. So I'm like, okay, let's do this.
Hmm. Yeah, I really think this game looks I mean, these games always looked beautiful, but this is a stunning looking game. I love the art style
Hmm.
of these games.
Yes, yeah, it looks so great.
Yeah, Capcom is so good at just the things they aim for, like the art styles they aim for or the atmosphere they aim for. They're just so good at it. It doesn't matter which game it is, right? I mean, Resident Evil, Monster Hunter,
Mhm.
this like looks so good. Can't wait. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Uh, Another Square Enix RPG. It looks like, or at least looks RPG ish. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. It's an
Hmm.
HD 2D looking game. It looks like with cool looking cutscenes. Um,
Yes.
I looks neat. I don't know what else to say about it. Uh,
So, um, this is another one of the ending trailers. I'm going to be honest with you. And by the way, I'm going to buy it and play it. I enjoy it enough, but I thought the title was kind of, I don't know. I thought the title was a little silly. Adventures of Elliot. I'm like, that's, I don't know. What,
yeah,
I
but
mean,
at least it's straightforward. Remember that long line of games they released all in a row of like Harvestella, the Deofield Chronicles,
yeah.
Bravely Default 2. Like at least this is a normal sounding name.
True. It's true. And I by the trailer, the premise looks cool. I'm really digging the HD 2D
Hmm.
styles of games lately. Like I feel like it's my bread and butter, to be honest with you. Um, so quick bit. So Adventures of Elliot follows adventure Elliot, surprise, who sets off from Kingdom of Huther to investigate a mysterious set of ruins that have been found in the wilds. Huther is protected by a spell that keeps attacking beast tribes out, but Elliot has to leave the safety of the castle and battle monsters. Um, Looks a lot like your Octopath Travelers, Live Alive, and all that stuff. Instead of a turn-based RPG, it is an action RPG. You don't have a party, but you have a fairy that looks like a butterfly called Faye. You can wield several different weapons, and looks like co-op mode is an option, which is cool. A demo was dropped, which is great. I did pull up a post from Stealth on Twitter, X, whatever, and Stealth stated that the Adventures of Elliot demo is really good. Stealth describes it as a mix of 2D Zelda, the E's or Y's, E's I think is how they pronounce it, and Team Asano.
Hmm.
Visuals are gorgeous and music is great. So I think that's pretty good feedback so far from
Yeah,
from
seems like a
people.
winner.
So, yeah. So I just thought I'd throw it out there. I will be buying it.
Yeah. It kind of has like honestly, it kind of has this like kind of want old 2D Zelda games be remade in this style a little bit. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like if they did the Oracle games in this style, I wouldn't hate it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But again, that's just me pondering things that will never happen. Uh, the last thing we have here is a little game called uh, Hela. It's like a mouse platformer adventure ish kind of game.
Which
I
I
don't know.
didn't think was going to snag my attention, but I also ended up really liking it.
Yeah, you're just like this little mouse that goes on an adventure. And it looks like it's either co-op or you have a partner in this game.
Yep, you
Uh,
can if you want. I think what I like is the perspective because you're a little mouse, everything's larger than life, and I believe the premise is you're trying to save a witch or a magical being. Um, and thank you, IGN, for kind of writing up a little bit about it. I didn't know this, but it's inspired by Scandinavian folklore. So I'm
ooh,
all about give me all that lore from all over the world. I want it. So this was one of the ones where I A did not expect this announcement, B did not know what this game was because it's not a well-established franchise that got remade. So I'm like, you know what? Props to you for being original. I'm going to give you my money when it comes out.
yeah, looks cool. Um, I will be watching this game with great interest, as they say.
Hmm.
But I don't think I missed anything. I think that was it.
That
Um,
was. So like on one hand, there was a lot that was crammed into those 25-ish minutes, but at the same time, a lot of them we knew or maybe not of interest. So, but I just feel like it's a nice little blend. I think it was fine. No
mhm.
complaints.
Yep, a lot of diversity in these games, like a lot of different styles of games. You know, major third parties, small indies, some everything in between. Um, I don't know. I feel like it was better than most, in my opinion. I'm really excited for Star Wars, Plants vs Zombies. I think Monster Hunter looks cool. If I can pick out three or four Persona 3 Reload, I'm excited for. So like, if I can pick out like three or four things from a direct that I'm like, yes, let's add that to the list. To me, it's a good direct. You know, I know not everything's going to be for me,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to third party on Nintendo. But um, they seem to be at least trying to deliver that promise of third party parity, right? I mean, we saw that with Cyberpunk, and now we're seeing it with things like Madden and Persona and Star Wars. So
Hmm.
I don't know. I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm glad we have things to look forward to in the pipeline. And for those that are more interested in Nintendo first party, it's coming. Don't worry,
Mm-hmm.
it's coming.
Yeah. Uh, these games just need release dates now, right? Like the first party games. That's
Yeah.
kind of where we're sitting, I think. Also, I think that this happened because I feel like a partner direct always happens because they have an obligation to their third party partners to say, "Hey, games are coming out." Um, so
Mhm.
you know, even if you weren't as hot on this one as maybe some of the other ones, like keep that in mind. Nintendo has to keep these contracts going, and but that just means the next Nintendo Direct official one will just be full of Nintendo and probably
Yeah.
some indies or you know
Hmm.
maybe we'll get an Indie World Showcase next week.
Yeah. You never know.
So, any final thoughts, Stephanie, before we get out of here?
My only thought is I'm going to go broke. So
Because we're not already broke from all these games anyway.
I know, I know, I can't. Can I just super quick, just to speaking of broke, so I made some purchases today, and it was Kingdom
Oh
Come
boy.
Deliverance 2 art book.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna buy there's like a comic, like they made a comic just to like add to the lore, but apparently that doesn't ship to the United States. So I DM Toby from Warhorse. I'm like, hey, I can't get this here. Why is this contraband in the United States? Just kidding. And I also pre-ordered some cool physicals from Lost in Cult. They are kind of like more of a newer physical game company. I think I brought it up at the last Boss Rush podcast. So I bit the bullet and bought a couple there. So I'm already behind the 8 ball. So how about you? Any last thoughts for you?
No, I mean, I thought it was good. I am looking forward to quite a few games in this list in particular. There are just certain games and genres I feel like belong on Switch, and I'm glad we're getting them, right? Like Persona, definitely. And like I said, Plants vs. Zombies already there. Final Fantasy Tactics already there. So, and then I'm interested to see how Star Wars runs on this thing, because Cyberpunk ran pretty well, for what I played of it at least, and I've been waiting for this game, so we'll see. But yeah, no Expedition 33 on Switch 2 yet. Still waiting for that.
Not yet. Maybe in another half year.
No, I know. So. I'm not. That's just going to be my joke for these directs the next maybe forever. So, all right. Well, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, everybody out there, for watching this direct recap show. You can find one generally after every Nintendo Direct. Stephanie, thanks for joining me tonight.
Hey, thanks for having me.
And I mean, we would have had you anyway, but here we are talking about Nintendo. Glad you're back. Glad you're here. And everybody out there, thank you so much for watching or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Bye.
If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, Matthew Keel, and Christian S. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.